Okay, if you're a busy professional, you know the feeling, right? Your calendar is just jammed, you're always on the move, but are you actually satisfied? We're going to dive into how you can find that genuine, lasting satisfaction and hit peak performance. It's about moving beyond just being busy to being truly fulfilled. But first, let me ask you this. Think about it for a second. When did you last feel completely, totally alive? Was it when you were kicking back on the couch? Or was it when your mind, or maybe your body, was stretched to its absolute limit, trying to accomplish something really difficult but really worthwhile? That little paradox, well, that's the key to everything we're about to unpack. So here's our game plan. We're going to tackle what's called the happiness paradox. Then we'll get into this amazing concept called flow. We'll break down the secret sauce, the balance between challenge and skill, and then give you a practical toolkit so you can create flow for yourself. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a quick recap and your next steps.
All right, let's talk about that feeling. You know the one, being completely overscheduled, but somehow completely underwhelmed. We're always told, just make more money, or you just need a vacation, and then you'll be happy. But you know what? The research shows that our best moments, the ones that stick with us for life, are almost never those passive, relaxing times.
And this is a huge mental shift. Real happiness isn't something that just happens to you. It's not about luck or winning the lottery. It's a condition you actively create. It's that incredible feeling you get when you are all in on overcoming a challenge that actually means something to you.
So if just chilling out isn't the answer, then what is? Well, the solution is this incredibly powerful state of mind that psychologists call flow. And this, right here, is the secret. It unlocks not just incredible performance, but also a deep, real sense of enjoyment in whatever you're doing.
Okay, that's the official definition, but what does it actually mean? It's that feeling of being completely in the zone. You know, when you're so deep into what you're doing that the rest of the world just fades away. The work itself becomes the reward. Think about it. Have you ever been so locked in on a project or maybe playing a sport or even just having a great conversation that you totally lose track of time? All your little worries, your deadlines, what other people might be thinking, it just vanishes. You feel like you're in total control and what you're doing feels almost effortless. That is flow. But here's the thing. Flow isn't random. It doesn't just show up by accident. It's actually the direct result of a very specific dynamic, a kind of engine that, once you understand it, you can actually learn to turn on yourself. And this simple diagram explains it all. You see that channel running up the middle? That's the magic zone. That's the flow channel. And it happens when the challenge of what you're doing is perfectly matched with your current skill level. It's not so hard that it's overwhelming, but it's not so easy that it's boring. It's the sweet spot.
Now let's look at what happens when you're outside that channel. When a challenge is way, way bigger than your skills, what do you feel? Anxiety, stress, total overwhelm. And on the flip side, when your skills are way higher than the challenge, you feel boredom, apathy. That's why that mind-numbing repetitive task at work feels so draining. So, and this is the really powerful part, this isn't just a static diagram, it's your personal map for growth. Feeling bored? That's your cue. It's a signal to go find a slightly bigger challenge. Feeling anxious and overwhelmed? That's a signal to step back and build up your skills. By constantly making these little adjustments, you not only stay in flow, you're also getting better all the time.
Okay, so we get what flow is and we know why it happens. But how do we actually make it happen in our day-to-day busy lives? Let's get really practical. Here's a framework you can literally start using today. First, you need a crystal clear goal. Not just work on the report, but finish the first 3 sections of the report by noon. Second, you need immediate feedback. You've got to know right away if you're on the right track. Third, you have to consciously match the challenge. If something's too easy, find a way to make it a little harder. Too hard? Break it down into smaller, manageable pieces. And finally, and this one is huge, you have to kill all distractions. Turn off the phone, close the extra tabs, give the task your absolute, undivided attention. And this is what happens when you get it right. This quote comes from a surgeon talking about performing complex operations. I mean, talk about high-stakes work. By structuring their job to create flow, they turn something incredibly demanding into a source of deep satisfaction. It becomes something they want to do, not just something they have to do. All right, let's bring this all together. We've journeyed from this weird paradox about happiness all the way to a practical model for creating these optimal experiences. So let's do a quick recap and talk about how this connects to your biggest goals.
So if you only remember a few things, make it these. 1. Your best, most memorable moments are active ones, not passive ones. 2. That state of deep engagement is called flow, and it's the key. 3. You find flow by balancing challenges and skills. That's how you avoid anxiety and boredom. And 4, most importantly, this isn't just about luck. You can actually design your work and your life to create more flow.
So why does all this matter for a professional like you? Because when you really master flow, your work stops being just a list of tasks you have to grind through. It becomes the actual engine for your own growth. Every project becomes a chance to build your skills, achieve mastery, and ultimately drive incredible success.
You see, mastering your own performance is really the foundation for all professional success. If you're ready to apply that same level of focus to growing your business and finding more clients, you can take that next step and book a free call with CT Marketing using the link below.